hola, muy buenas noches, ¿cómo están todos? Bolivia, cuando hoy es lunes 12 de diciembre, ya a poco, medio mes de que se acabe este año, que se fue volando el 2022, ojalá el 2023 llegue con menos tristezas y muchas más alegrías, que ya todo el mundo esté sanito, que se acaben los problemas del bicho, etcétera, etcétera, etcétera. Y hoy tenemos un programa especial porque voy a estar haciéndolo en inglés. Hoy me va a acompañar mi esposo Christopher Gergen para que nos hable de lo que es el tema de Twitter. Él entiende mucho mejor que yo. Él tuvo varios candidatos que corrieron en diferentes... que sí para congresista, tanto del Estado o a nivel federal. Y bueno, a él también, a sus clientes lo censuraron en las plataformas de Twitter y él nos va a hablar sobre eso. Y sin más, vamos a presentarles a todos ustedes Christopher Gergen. Hola, Christopher. Hi, how are you doing today, Christopher?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm telling everybody that you're my husband. And this is the first time that probably we're going to be together here. And I want you to explain to people. We're talking today about the Twitter, about what the censors and ban it and all the kind of shit. But I want you to talk to us about your own experience, about your client's experience. Had the people you was representing or managing their campaign as a Lauren Colvin and others, then have the same issue that Mr. Trump had. So I would love that you explain to people what do you think about it, what do you think they do this, and while I'm start sharing with everybody this space. So welcome, Christopher Gergen. Thank you very much for accepting my invitation for my show.
So, going all the way back to 2000, I want to say 2015 timeframe, Facebook used to be a really powerful tool. And it was something that the Democrats had used successfully and had used really in a lethal way for Republicans, and Republicans just could not keep up. And then all of that kind of changed in 2016 when Mr. Trump's team, specifically Brad Parscale, who was running his digital media at the time, when he figured out how to make Facebook effective for conservatives. And then obviously we all know that Mr. Trump was elected in 2016. And a large part of that was because the Republicans were able to use social media in a way that they had never been able to really match prior to that. And then in 2016, social media and the people in Silicon Valley, they decided that that was never going to happen to them again. They were never going to allow their tool to be used against them. And so as the races went on to the 2018 cycle, the 2020 cycle, then the 2022 cycle, every single cycle began to be more and more difficult to use these different tools. So, in 2020, we built a Facebook page for one of my clients that they started at 0, and we got them up to 86,000 people following them on Facebook. They had the second largest Facebook following in the state of Washington, where he was running, second only to the governor who he was running against. And that governor had
For how many years the governor was a governor, Mr.
Yeah, so 6 or 8 years. Jay Inslee had built this up to, I think it was 105,000, something like that.
For in how long time? In 6 years?
Yeah, about 6-8 years.
Okay. And your client made like 85,000 in about a month.
No, it took about 8 or 9 months to build it up to that.
Eight months. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so that was through a lot of different things. It was through the ground game that we ran. It was through, the rallies that we were doing. It was through word of mouth. It was through social media. It was through a lot of different things, and we were able to build this up. Twitter, traditionally in campaigns, Twitter is typically not a campaign tool that you use to win voters. Twitter is used really to communicate with the media, because that is how the media gets a lot of their information out. And so, if you're connected, so if you decide that you want to run for public office, the local media, depending on what level of government you're running for, the local media, the regional media, sometimes the national media will follow your account so they can stay up to date with the different things that you put out on your Twitter. Which is why it's so important not to say stupid things on Twitter, because it is forever. Once it is out there, even if you pull it down, someone has screenshot it, someone has taken a picture of it, someone has archived it somewhere.
Now we know that behind the scenes there is people who work in Twitter, than they being like a 7,000 fire people, but we know that they can save it. Even if they delete it automatically, there is people inside the company watching something that you're saying in order to save it forever.
Yeah, just because you can't see it, just because you've deleted it from your device or from your account, doesn't mean that that tweet or that Facebook post or that Getter post or that, whatever social media, pick one, it doesn't mean that it's gone from their servers. It just means that it's not public anymore, and no one can, and no one can see it. So, so when Twitter started banning people because they want to control the narrative, just like the mainstream media, they want to control the narrative. They believe, they really believe this. They fundamentally believe that it is their job to craft and to control the narrative and the beliefs of the United States, or citizens of the United States, citizens in South America, Central America, Europe. It doesn't make a difference where. The media believes that is their role. And so all of a sudden, social media, what it did was it gave a voice to the people. It gave things like YouTube, things like, this Getter channel that we're on now. It gives power to the people. And when you decentralize power, and when you give it to the people, that means that the mainstream media has less power. It means that they have less influence. And so, they can't have that. And so what they do is they control, the next best thing that they can do is control what you can see. So it's fine, you can have your little channel, you can put out information, but we're going to control the information that you get to put out. And we're going to, anything that could damage us, anything that goes counter to what the narrative or their handlers in the Democrat Party or in the FBI or in wherever, whatever runs counter to that, we're going to go ahead and suppress that. And so that's ultimately what happened with thousands and thousands of conservative voices on Twitter in particular, and also Facebook, and also YouTube, because there are certain things that if you say on YouTube, you get your channel, you'll get strikes, you get your channel shut down. There are certain words you can't use on YouTube. You'll and I won't say them here because I want this video to stay up on YouTube.
Yeah, but I always take the risk because I hate to be control, and people who used to follow me, they know that I say probably this is going to be the last show I'm doing, but I don't give a shit. I have to do what I have to do. And I don't, if the people sometimes don't understand, I don't do money for this. I don't work for this. It's not a business for me. So if they close to me, that don't really hurt me financially and or emotionally, because I don't live from the like. I don't give a shit if they give me thumbs up or thumbs down, because I'm stronger than that. I know people depend of the like. I know people gonna do something stupid, say something stupid, do whatever stupid things to do in order to get attention and get like. I don't give. You know what? I really don't care. What what I said to the people is, and if I have the YouTube channel, the only reason I have the YouTube channel is like I don't know how to say it in English, but in Spanish is hemeroteca. Is where you keep your videos. It's a place to
Yeah.
keep your videos. Is a place where you keep like your history, right? In life. But after that, I don't think so. And actually, the other day I was talking with the people who follow me that probably I'm gonna get to the point that after a month I'm gonna put private, because it's not something that I really want the people being. I don't care. I don't care. I fight so much for freedom that I don't want to be tied because what I do said, or be careful to say this or be careful to say that. And we're gonna talk a little bit about it. I used to have a show with a Peruvian gentleman. He is Luis. And Luis, we always talk points and was very sensible, if you want to put it that way, about the back. We call the back in order to don't shoot down, right? The COVID. So every single video I did with him, particularly with him, being censored, being quiet. You're not using this. You're not using that. We're not. You don't know. You will not. Even if I never receive money from YouTube, but they always say this video is this monetized. I don't know how to say that in English, but no.
Demonetized.
Demonetized. It sounds like a demonio, right? It's evil in Spanish. That's what I mean. People say over here, "Hey, hello, how are you?" And another person say, "Hey, can you speak Spanish?" And another people say, "Eva Sara, I'm sorry to tell you, but Trump is more of the same, a control dissident." I don't think so, Evangelina, but you are more than free to feel that, because we was expecting more from a lot of people was expecting that Mr. Trump really clean the White House or their administration, or at least the country. And yes, he did a lot about human rights. And that's something that I always gonna defend 100%. He put under 96% of the kidnap kids, or I don't know how to say that in English, when you take kids,
human
or
trafficking.
human trafficking. Yeah, human trafficking. In Spanish is trata de personas. He put it down 96%. The drugs trafficking too. So it's something that I really applaud to him. And there is a lot of people who stopped coming. So that's mean a lot of people who didn't die and necessarily trying to find the American dream. So that is something that I always gonna applaud. Is totally different than what's happening right now. I just heard, Christopher, that is 18,000 persons per day trying to crossing the border. So,
Yeah, so
oh my
2.3
God,
million, 2.3 million people this year. Just this year.
18,000 per day, 18,000 personas cruzando la frontera de manera ilegal a los Estados Unidos, poniendo en riesgo este país, poniendo en riesgo sus propias vidas. And the only thing they're doing, están haciendo rico a los coyotes. They're making rich to the coyotes, and the coyotes are mafias. The coyotes son mafias. So, Christopher, I'm gonna be talking to the other people, to the people that don't speak English a little bit super fast. I speak super fast, so I'm gonna do my best in this time. So, lo que estoy hablando con Christopher Gergen es mi esposo. Él trabaja con campañas políticas y nos estaba contando cómo es que no solamente el presidente Trump, sino algunos de sus clientes fueron censurados, fueron dañados, digamos, en su derecho a la libertad de expresión, porque los baneaban, los censuraban. ¿Por qué? Porque son candidatos de la línea conservadora. Y lamentablemente, Twitter, con los ex empleados que tenía Twitter, porque ya el señor Elon Musk despide a más de 7,000 de ellos, precisamente porque utilizaron esto para controlar lo que se decía a través de esta plataforma. Christopher dice también de que la plataforma de Twitter no es tanto como para buscar el voto, sino más bien es una manera que tienen los candidatos de poder comunicarse con los medios de comunicación, algo en que no estoy tanto de acuerdo, pero sí tienen mucho de razón, y ahora se lo voy a poner en cuestión a él. ¿Por qué? Porque la cantidad de personas que votaron por el presidente Trump reflejan también la misma cantidad de seguidores que tenía, ¿no? Claro, no quiere decir que todos los que lo siguen van a votar por él, pero sí hay una cierta relación, y es más, también porque cuando, por ejemplo, el presidente Trump hablaba y había, les digo, así, 85 millones de personas mirándolo, así, o sea, al mismo tiempo habían, póngales, 25 millones de personas mirando a Biden. Entonces sí hay una relación de entre el voto y las personas que te siguen. Yo personalmente pienso que sí. Evangelina nos dice, siento decirte que Trump es más de lo mismo. Lo voy a poner aquí el mensaje súper rápido. Es más de lo mismo, es disidencia controlada. Y yo le decía a Christopher de que hay mucha gente que se siente así porque esperábamos que Trump termine de limpiar la casa, termine de sacar a todo, a limpiar el pantano, como se decía, ¿no? Sin embargo, yo creo que sí lo hizo de cierta manera. Sí limpió bastante el pantano, y prueba de ello es de que ahora mismo, gracias a él haber incursionado en la política, haber el único presidente que se hizo cargo de la trata y violación a los derechos humanos de las personas, de los migrantes, fue él, a pesar de lo que digan los medios, que todo el mundo sabe que es mentira, y precisamente Twitter, lo que pasó con esto de que está saliendo toda la luz, es una muestra de que hay un grupo pequeño, una élite que trata de controlar toda la información. Si bien ya controlan los medios de comunicación convencional, también quieren controlarte diciendo, no, mira, a través de Twitter o de otras plataformas puedes hablar libremente, ¿no? Y no escuchar lo que dicen los medios convencionales, pero no es verdad, porque te están siguiendo, te están rastreando y te están censurando lo que decís. Yo he sido víctima, mucha gente ha sido víctima de aquello, y sin embargo aquí estamos y no nos vamos, y si nos echan, como dicen, nos regresamos. Yo me salí cuando votaron al presidente Trump de Twitter, pero por la cuestión del periódico que manejo, tuve que volver. Si no, les prometo que no tenía la más mínima intención de volver. Creo que sí, Trump hizo un buen trabajo en limpiar el pantano, tal vez no lo que hubiéramos querido, pero sus promesas por lo menos empezaron a caminar, y creo que a pesar de que no es presidente, gracias al odio que le tienen al expresidente Trump, es que gracias a ese odio que le tiene la izquierda radical es que vamos a poder de alguna manera, como se dice, sacar la verdad. Y la verdad nos hace libres. Así que de alguna manera nos vamos a ir liberando un poco, Angelina. I want to show you, Christopher, a video. It's from OAN, I'm sorry, is the One American News Network. Do you hear about it, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I love to follow them because I'm going to show you over here, I'm going to read this in Spanish. Dice, los archivos de Twitter muestran el caos interno que lleva a la prohibición de Trump. Elon Musk publicó otro lote de archivos de Twitter que revelan lo que condujo a la suspensión del presidente número 45 de los Estados Unidos. And he never violated Twitter. Nunca violó las políticas de Twitter. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to share it here with you. I'm sure everybody can hear it because I tested before. Let's go.
Files from the social media company leading up to the suspension of President Donald Trump on January 8th, 2021. Here's One America's Daniel Baldwin with more from Washington.
January 7th, 2021. That was the topic of the latest Twitter files drop from CEO Elon Musk and independent journalist Michael Shellenberger. This was the second part of a three-part series detailing the behind-the-scenes look at what went into the decision to suspend President Donald Trump's account. Shellenberger begins by noting that back in 2018, Twitter had resisted the urge to ban President Trump, citing public policy that stated, quote, blocking a world leader from Twitter would hide important information and hamper necessary discussion around their words and actions. However, Shellenberger explains intensified calls from figures such as former First Lady Michelle Obama helped create more external pressure for a ban. He says that former CEO Jack Dorsey was on vacation during this time frame, thus delegating much work to former head of Trust and Safety Yoel Roth and Vijaya Gadde, the former head of Legal Policy and Trust. Roth had an anti-Trump history, previously attacking the Trump administration on Twitter in 2017, calling him and members of his team, quote, Nazis. Despite an email from Dorsey on January 7th reminding Twitter employees to remain consistent with policies, Twitter executives apply pressure to create a new standard for Trump. Specifically, Roth excitedly shared that Dorsey approved a new system where 5 strikes would result in a permanent suspension. Shellenberger says that no Twitter employee showed concern about the direction the company was taking, except one junior-level employee who said, quote, this might be an unpopular opinion, but one-off ad hoc decisions like this that don't appear rooted in policy are, in my honest opinion, a slippery slope. This now appears to be a fiat by an online platform CEO with a global presence that can gatekeep speech for the entire world. An exchange between a Twitter sales executive and Roth reveals that Twitter would permanently suspend the 45th president if any policy was violated after a 12-hour suspension. Roth then notes that the company is specifically dropping its public interest exception policy for Trump and Trump alone. This policy states, quote, we limit exceptions to one critical type of public interest content, tweets from government and elected officials, given the significant public interest in knowing and being able to discuss their actions and statements. Before the ultimate suspension of Trump, the lone junior level employee spoke up one last time, linking an article that argued Facebook, quote, chucked its own rulebook to ban Trump. Facebook had suspended Trump the morning of January 7th, 2021. Musk has promised the final installment on Trump's ban will drop Sunday evening from independent journalist Barry Weiss. Daniel Baldwin, One American News, Washington.
What do you think about that, Christopher?
Yeah, I think that had Elon Musk not purchased Twitter, all of this would be undercover, and it would be something that, people suspect but can't prove. But now the cat is out of the bag, and it's not something that you can, or maybe it's better to say the genie is out of the bottle, because you can't put the genie back in.
Mm-hmm.
And so the question becomes, so they're going to allow ISIS to stay on, they're going to allow dictators like the Shah of Iran, all sorts of terrible people that murder and kill people. They're going to allow them to have accounts, but then they're going to target a political enemy. This was nothing more than political. It was nothing more than political, and whatever they can do to possibly help the Democrat Party or the Democratic Party, then they're going to do that, because they feel it is their duty. They have an ideological, this is purely ideological with them. This is not business, it is ideological. And it is their toy, and they're going to play with it, and they don't want anybody telling them how they're going to use it. And then a guy like Elon Musk comes in with $44 billion and purchases it. And now all of a sudden, he cleans up. The very first thing that Elon Musk did was he got rid of all the child pornography on there.
Mm-hmm.
And that, you could do a whole other show on that. But and then he started to reinstate people, and magically, all these people that are suspected pedophiles, who carry water for the pedophiles, who make excuses for the pedophiles, all of a sudden they start to leave Twitter in droves. They just like leave. Twitter isn't the place it used to be. Well, yeah, they don't allow illegal pedophiles to be on their platform anymore. So, and then he reinstates Trump, which was a brilliant move. That was a business move for Elon Musk, because that was a kill shot for Truth Social. Because if Trump comes back to Twitter, that necessarily kills Truth Social. It just does. And then if he doesn't come back to Twitter, then Elon still wins, because he made everybody on the platform that wanted to see him come back. He makes all them happy, because he unbanned it and he righted the wrong. So I think Elon has done very good on this. The next up to get hit is going to be Fauci, and all the Fauci files that are going to come out.
Somebody said to me today, when I sent the guy that you said to me today, hey, this guy is arrested now, and we can talk a little bit about that guy, the one who was making business with and being arrested in Bahama. I've been writing something about, okay, your washer is arrested now. So yada yada, and I was sending in a group that we have, a very patriotic group, and they say, what about Fauci? What about this? What about that? Right? People want more, and probably that was the comment that the lady Evangelina asked. Hey, you know what? He didn't do enough, but it's coming little by little.
It is. It's only been a month.
Now, the thing is that the platform is defending themselves. Twitter, the ex-tweeters, the ex-associates, defending no, we've been censoring, but they don't call censoring. It's you said the word, then they don't use as a black shadow. They use the word something else different.
Visibility filtering.
Disability filtering. So
visibility filtering.
You're right. They said that no, we do that for both sides. The policy is for both sides.
Yeah, but they don't.
The thing is that 99.9% of the people who were in Twitter are Democrat or was Democrat. So the
Right.
thing is that, of course, they never banned whatever from the left or the Democrat things was saying.
Very rare.
This was very rare. And the biggest example is, for example, when Trump say, hey, in this state is happening something weird, and he get that information from the news. It's nothing that came in his mind automatically. He saw the news and he paused, and he been banned for that because they said that if you want information for how to vote or write or vote right, you go this place. So they send you automatic to another links in order to avoid you to be seeing what Mr. Trump was saying.
Right.
Bad when they said, hey, looks like a Mr. Trump gonna try to being cheating in this election for the 2020. That's okay if they said that. So that's a kind of no balance in the things, and that's what really hurt me. And what I always put this in human right things. I don't know, but I always any human right. But everybody born equal for the law and free. And obviously, for the Democrats, they are more free than other ones. They're more equals than other ones, right? They just looks the similars between them. If you're equal until you think different. So you're not part of you're not a human no more, because obviously you don't deserve some rights that all the humans have. So the thing, do you think and this is just for finishing now, because there is a good dinner waiting for us over here. It smells so good, right? The cornbread smells so good. One more question I have. Oh, number one, observation about what you said before. You said the that the Twitter is a tool that is not exactly to looking for the people to where they're gonna tracking votes. It's not that. But of course,
It's not a campaign tool.
It's not a campaign tool. You said that. But in the same time, I see that the percentage of the people who, or the number of the people who vote for Mr. Trump 2016 and then 2020 is the same quantity of the millions that Mr. Trump have is in account. And at the same time, Mr. Biden, before being president, has like a 25 million of followers, and is what reflect actually the vote that he had, for my perspective. But you are right, because whatever is for the medias will reflect, and that will reflect for the mass of the population. The United States have more than 300 million, 330 million of people. Of course, not only 85 million. So I'm not totally agree with that, but that's the idea, right? And now I have one more question for you. Do you think this gonna escalate to Fauci and all what is about COVID? Do you think the next, because we already have the file number 1, number 2, number 3, I believe. I don't know if it is a number 4 release, and probably gonna go more and more. Do you think Elon Musk has any intention to go to COVID? Because when he touched COVID, the thing is that he's gonna be touching the economic forum, world forum. He's gonna be touching the globalism. He's gonna be touching the Chinese Communist Party. Because one thing's go to the other one. One thing is linked to the other one, and that's gonna be the end of all this history.
So yes, so in short, yes, he already has stated that that the Fauci files are next. Fauci came out today in the media and started to play defense, and some of the Democratic operatives, the usual people, came out in his defense. So they know what's coming, and the Biden laptop, the Hunter Biden laptop, that information is also going to come out. Or more information about that is going to come out.
The first file was about
no, there's more. There's actually a lot more. And the reason people I want to ask why would Elon Musk do this? Is it out of the goodness of his heart? Well, I don't know. Maybe I can't judge another man, but maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But I do know that Elon Musk didn't buy Twitter just to do this. He bought Twitter to make money.
Yes.
and he felt like that Twitter could be profitable, and that it should be. He has a vision for Twitter, for it to be like the town square, the public square, where people can exchange ideas and have healthy and robust conversations. And Twitter wasn't that. But ultimately, he didn't buy it because, out of the kindness of his heart. He bought it because it wanted to be. He wanted it to be profitable. And the only way for an organization to be profitable is if there's public trust. And there was no public trust in Twitter. And that's why Twitter was never really ever profitable. I don't think that Twitter ever had, and I could be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure that Twitter was never profitable, or was only profitable for maybe 1 year. And so in order to restore trust in Twitter, he decided to just open it up and let everybody see what the truth is. And what has happened is millions of people have flooded into Twitter, and Twitter's engagement and the number of people on Twitter have skyrocketed since he has done this. So yes, Fauci's next. Do I think anything's going to happen to Fauci? I don't. I think that he's going to go to Congress. Congress is going to, refer the matter to the Department of Justice, but the Department of Justice is all controlled by Democrats, and they're never going to prosecute someone like Fauci. They're never going to prosecute someone like Sam Bankman-Fried, who collapsed FTX and laundered billions of dollars from the American taxpayers to the Ukrainian government, from the Ukrainian government back to Sam Bankman-Fried. And then Sam Bankman-Fried turned around and gave it to the Democrat Party, and certain Republicans, establishment Republicans as well, like McConnell and different ones. But all of that is coming, and it's all going to be laid out. And so I think it's good for America. I think it's good for our republic to get all this out and to let people know exactly what the truth really is.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. We feel we have the experience in our own life about, in other level, of course, about Mr. Trump is suffering, or probably Mr. Elon Musk was suffering too, and probably will suffering. That can he had a kids, then he don't want his last name, then he wants to take his last name out, yada yada, and they're gonna start inventing thing about Amber, the lady who was with Johnny Depp's thing. She was sleeping with him, and he hurt her, and
Amber Heard,
they're gonna
yeah.
be creating histories because they need to destroy his reputation, doing use of the word things that people can have, and is the tool of the lie, right? Lying and we suffer that your clients, some of your clients suffer about that, but we get so happy because everybody made a big things, a big curtain of smoke about it, but they don't make the same hurry when we won cases, when we are doing good, and when we're getting out of that cases. So
Right.
this is our life. This is our life. We are here, and we have to get it, and
That's right.
whatever, right? It's part of this, and it's part of be free, because only the truth make you free. And there is something that probably the left is jealous, so jealous to be to the point to get sick about our behave, probably, is, and we can go to the bed. I never see you, Christopher, going and getting pills for sleep. Never. And you never see me getting pills for sleep. Or, oh my God, we cannot sleep. Oh my God, I have too much things in my head. I cannot sleep. Never. No, you. And you can say publicly, you never see me getting pills for sleep.
That's true.
Because we don't have we have nothing to be pulling and trying to hide, and then make us wake up. So I'm always grateful with the people who hate us, because that's the people who keep us in the mouth of everybody. And for good or for bad, we need that, because when the people hear us, they can hear more about what we think, about our philosophy, and how much we love freedom, and how good is freedom. So, let me see here. And I believe same thing for Mr. Elon Musk, right? I don't think it's a person who really, and actually somebody said to him, hey, how many hours in the day you sleep? And he said, I sleep 8 hours. And say, how? You have a lot to do. I cannot even sleep. I only sleep 4 hours per day because I have so many things to do. And he say, I'm a CEO. I'm own my own company. Companies who send rockets to the space. I don't know what he was saying, right?
Mhm.
But he say, I really, really need to sleep good because my brain need to be in calm in order to take the best decisions for my companies. And it's
That's right.
true.
That's
So
true.
it's a guy who sleep well. It's a guy who probably eat good. I don't know. I don't care about it, but probably he does in order to keep healthy and keep brilliant. And everybody knows he's not conservative. They already tag him. So I'm so happy because I feel part of his family now, part of his pack, because they tag him as an extreme right wing, right? As
Yeah,
they
but
tag
he's not.
me, they tag you, but he's not conservative. He's
Mm-mm.
not extreme left. He's not extreme right. He's a guy
No,
who
he's a
wants to
moderate.
live, you know what, in calm. I own
Mhm.
this, and this thing is lying. Now, what made me feel good is about that every crazy idea who come in his mind in order to do keep about his Teslas or whatever he's doing with transparency, and now more than ever has to be extremely clean because if not, he's gonna pay the consequence for what he's doing and trying to in somehow save the world.
Yep,
Probably I don't like his personality, but I like what he's doing, and I give credit for that. Right?
absolutely.
Okay, Mr. Gargan, and that's it for today. Thank you very much for being with me.
Absolutely.
And I hope don't be the last one. I'm sure the people will love this show, even if they don't understand too much. But I know the English speaker audience is gonna be more than happy to hear you because you long time ago the people don't see you, huh?
Yeah.
Because campaigns get low, so or few campaigns, so in the same time you have to put your profile down. But I'm gonna make sure that you keep up. So thank you very much.
Okay. Thank
No,
you.
thank you. So ahora sí me despido de todos ustedes. Creo que era importante de que la gente escuche el punto de vista de Christopher, que nosotros como familia hemos sido víctimas también de la censura, de la difamación. Somos todos los días y creo que lo importante y lo que decía, yo le decía a él y él me decía a mí y él aquí públicamente le decía, le puedes decir a la gente públicamente, ¿cuándo me has visto a mí tomar una pastilla para dormir? O yo verlo a él tomando pastillas para dormir, jamás. Nunca hemos necesitado porque dormimos con la conciencia tranquila, con la mente en paz, sabiendo que no le debemos nada a nadie y viendo y riéndonos más bien en todo caso de tanta gente que hace acusaciones, en algunos casos los tomamos para ir en contra de ellos como difamadores y cada uno de los casos de los clientes y de los nuestros personales se van ganando, se van ganando, se van ganando. ¿Por qué? Porque el que nada debe, nada teme, como dicen. Y ya, con eso me voy diciéndoles que lo que me deseen a mí y le deseen a Christopher, se lo deseamos a ustedes 1000 veces más. Chao.